Do you think you're because you're Satoru Gojo? Or are you Satoru Gojo because you're...
Are you Satoru Gojo because you're daddy? Or are you daddy because you're Satoru Gojo? It's the age-old question, but one thing is clear. The situation is dire. It's been more than 2 years since our Lord and Savior was sealed in anime. The people are starving. The TikTok editors have been cycling through the same 10 source clips, and I've committed them all to memory now. Do I still eat it up every single time? Yes. But back to the problem. The people are starving. But just as we thought all hope was lost, a blurry 4-second clip hits the web, and the fandom awakes from its collective slumber. Behold, 4 cumulative seconds of our glorious king doing absolutely nothing but sitting on a chair, fiddling with a back scratcher. But Mappa knew what they were doing with that angle. In the manga, Gojo actually plays with the knife instead of a back scratcher. Why the swap? You tell me. But seriously, I've never seen crumb clinging as intense as this. I mean, we were out here watching first traps of the back of his neck. But ever since Mappa dropped the clip, balance has been restored and Daddy is finally home. Wait, Daddy's home? You mean... Usher's 2010 hit song Daddy's Home has become so synonymous with Gojo that there's a cultural consensus that Gojo is the song and the song is him. No matter the context, when this song plays, people think of Gojo. Every single time. And you best believe that there's already edits of the back scratcher scene with this exact song. And as I was scrolling, I pondered, how did these two seemingly disparate worlds of 2010's R&B and shonen anime collide? How did Gojo manage to weasel his way into all of our collective brains? And how does he almost make an appearance at the Super Bowl, America's consistently most watched TV event? Let me explain why this is the culmination of deep character insight, precise technical choices, and a fandom-powered ecosystem that knows exactly how to make something iconic. So let's break it down and get to the pith of it. There are an infinite number of ways to describe Gojo. Powerful, handsome, elegant, intelligent, charming, kind, thoughtful, strong, courageous, creative, brilliant, gentle, humble, generous, passionate. But if we were to choose one word that encapsulates his very essence, it would be daddy. Let me explain. Daddy didn't always mean what it does today. The term began as simple baby talk. It's one of the very first words a child learns to say. But by the early 20th century, it took on more powerful and sexual undertones through phrases like sugar daddy. Then, in the 2010s, fandoms and meme culture rebranded it into a title, one of power, sex appeal, and charisma. The term is often used to express attraction to an older male figure who oozes power, confidence, control, and attractiveness. It's a perfect title for Gojo's character, and the proof is in the writing. Firstly, Gojo is written as the most powerful character in his universe. Now, for the majority of the story, it's universally accepted that he is him and no one compares. I mean, he's literally the exception to anyone's ability at being the best at something. Secondly, Gojo exudes a cocky, charismatic confidence, and rightfully so. He's always in control. When he's on screen, you already know who's winning. Just take a look at any of his 4 animated fight scenes. I mean, he literally dips out mid-fight to bring Yuji, a first-year student, into Jogo, a special grade curses domain expansion. Of course, Gojo only does this because he's confident that he'll be Gojo without even breaking a sweat. And he's cocky about it too, calling Jogo weak in one of his many iconic lines. The way so many characters have very similar names is taking me up. Now, in a more literal sense of the term, Gojo is like a dad to several characters in the series, adopting Megumi, albeit after murdering his father, and mentoring Yuji, Nobara, and the other Tokyo students at Jujutsu High. Gojo's caring in a way that goes against Japanese societal norms, always providing his students with the more comfortable seating in a way a parent would. He's also protective, casually shielding Megumi from a potentially dangerous two-finger Sukuna. So we've easily checked off power, confidence, and control. Last but certainly not least, Gojo is designed to be a very attractive character. A gorgeous, blue-eyed king with long lashes and ephemeral white hair, a sharp jawline with a hidden build who towers over the rest of the characters at 6'3". And did I mention he's 27 and canonically rich? But what further increases his appeal is the air of mystery that surrounds him. He's dressed in a very basic fit of a matching baggy jacket and slim pants combo. However, what's iconic is his one accessory, the blindfold, which conceals his most captivating feature. The simple yet brilliant design choice of hiding his beautiful eyes keeps the audience in a state of constant anticipation, always waiting for the moment he lifts the blindfold. And when he finally does, you know something big is about to happen. The act of removing the blindfold has become a visual cue that it's about to go down, and every time it happens, it sparks explosive reactions across the internet. So, Gojo ticks all the boxes to be officially recognized as a daddy. But here's the thing, a title is nothing without visual proof. We've got all the ingredients, but how do we cook the dish? How do you take this half joke of a title and the bestowed, and smash them together to create the ultimate technique, the thirst trap of limitless potential? Simple. You turn him into a TikTok edit backed by a sultry R&B anthem synced to every beat drop. Because this is where the magic happens. This is where Gojo becomes more than just a character. He becomes a global phenomenon. TikTok edits are a form of modern digital myth-making, transforming characters into icons and songs into anthems. Now, there are many different types of edits, but for simplicity's sake and the point of this video, I'll mainly be referring to thirst edits, which are usually shorter videos consisting of character clips, stitched together to the beat of a song. Sounds easy enough to make, right? But what if I told you that behind every viral TikTok edit is a formula engineered to hit all the right dopamine triggers? It's not as simple as just using a CapCut template. Let me explain why creating an edit requires the skills of 4 jobs. I'll be using a typical Daddy's Home edit to explain my points. First and foremost, as the director, you must decide the emotional and narrative arc of the edit. What's the overall vibe or mood you wish to portray? For example, in a Daddy's Home edit, Gojo's appearance on screen should invoke a sense of lust, yearning, and comfort from the viewer. You want to compel your viewers to leave comments like this. Secondly, as a cinematographer, you must choose and frame the shots. Each mini-cut of footage is a dopamine hit. For first edits, footage is often slow-mode to drive impact, with certain cuts styled up to be more suggestive than the source material. Scenes of Gojo playing with his blindfold or questionably straddling Jogo's leg are commonly used, amongst the plethora of other scenes. But I mean, any will do. It's Gojo after all. Thirdly, as sound designers, you must find a strong, catchy beat to drive powerful transitions between shots. Certain genres are built better for this, like R&B, trap, funk, or the TikTok special, a sped up or slowed reverb remix. Usher's pop hit Daddy's Home checks all the boxes with its contemporary R&B melody, rhythmic beats, and seductive lyrics. Yes, lyrics are very important too. How? Let me break it down. In his chorus, Usher states that, "Is you say daddy's home, home for me." This line sets the scene by personalizing the entire viewing experience, emphasizing that Gojo's not just home, but he's home for you in particular. You're his specials. And I know you've been waiting for this loving all day. This implies a buildup of tension and yearning that's ready to be released after a long day of working as a sorcerer. You know your daddy's home. Daddy's home. And it's time to play. So it's time to play. Play in this context can be interpreted in numerous ways, all of which perfectly lean into Gojo's character traits. Hot and dominant? Check. Playful and unserious? Also check. So you ain't gonna give my lovin' away. Since Gojo's home, you don't need to search for love anywhere else. This line reinforces the idea of exclusive intimacy and possession, which we know the TikTok girlies all love. You're the one for him, and he's here to take care of you now. So all my ladies say, hey, 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 daddy. This one's self-explanatory. So after being a director, cinematographer, and sound designer, you must take on the role as, you guessed it, an editor. The cherry on top is tastefully selecting the right transitions and effects to punctuate the video. Transitions like flash cuts, zooms, and shakes add energy and momentum, holding the viewer's attention as they anticipate the next scene in the edit. And that's it. Work 4 jobs, no pay, just to make your viewers stay for a few seconds, and all for the love of the game. But what if I told you that in those few seconds, a well-crafted edit is able to take the viewer on an emotional roller coaster of awe, lust, heartbreak, and obsession? Think back to English class, where you had to break down a movie scene for analysis. You've got the framing, the diegetic and non-diegetic sound, the mise-en-scene. When everything is put together in just the right way, the scene takes on meaning and can evoke powerful reactions from the audience. So can edits, but in a super condensed way. What if I told you that it's possible because of a phenomenon called emotional shorthand? In short-form content, emotional shorthand is everything. It's the method of communicating nuance in concise ways. It's how a song, sound effect, or visual cue can carry an entire narrative without a single word of exposition. So instead of explaining that a character is powerful, desirable, or tragic, editors use the power of lyrics, melody, and a sick beat in a perfect recipe of emotional shorthand to get the desired emotional reactions from the viewer. So when Daddy's Home plays over rapid flash cuts of Gojo's face, it's not just a backing soundtrack, it's a statement. The audience instantly understands the mood and locks in. Those who've never even watched Jujutsu Kaisen can feel the energy and tone from just a few seconds of a Gojo edit. The sultry lyrics and smooth melodies align so well with his on-screen presence that even people unfamiliar with his character immediately understand the vibe. This kind of shorthand didn't start with TikTok though. It evolved from film editing, anime AMVs, and meme culture, all training us to associate certain aesthetics with specific emotional responses. And now, with just a few seconds of footage and the right sound, creators can tap into a shared language. For a simple example of emotional shorthand, think of your favorite meme sound. Take the Vine boom for example. Because of how ingrained it is within meme culture, it's created an emotional shortcut that associates itself with an event that's shocking but in a humorous way. It's the digital era's laugh track. Emotional shorthand rewards fans. If you understand the shorthand, you're in the fandom. Specific songs become an inside joke. They gain the ability to transcend you to the world of the fandom whenever and wherever you hear them. Emotional shorthand also rewards repeat exposure. The more edits you watch, the faster your brain decodes the signals. The dopamine hits the second you hear the beat drop. And with how repetitive the recommendations algorithm can get, you're stuck in an endless cycle. Personally, I like to think I've curated my For You page to show me exactly what I want to see. Over time, songs become tied to the characters themselves. The songs become theirs, and long after the edit ends, the echoes of the melodies linger, the associated character forever ingrained into our head and hearts. To prove my point, let's conduct an experiment. I'm going to take a signature Daddy's Home edit and overlay another song. Let's try a completely different track with a different BPM to showcase how important editing to a beat is. Now, Gojo's left such a profound mark on his unofficial anthem that even the original singer, Usher, has acknowledged the beloved sorcerer's existence. Warning, spoilers ahead. When Usher was announced to be headlining the 2024 Super Bowl halftime show, Spans, fans spun up a Change.org petition campaigning for the singer to sing Daddy's Home in Gojo's memory, after you know what, which amassed over 30,000 signatures. The sheer passion and willpower of fandoms never ceases to amaze me. Like, I know this was probably a joke, but everyone gathered together signing this is just sending me. In a TikTok posted in January of 2024, Usher paid tribute to the late sorcerer, posing in full cosplay and Infinite Void hand sign, 2 steps in the right direction, but ultimately falling short by using the wrong audio. You had one job, Usher. I'm just joking. It was to promo his song with BTS, Jungkook, I think. And to rub more salt in the wound, he captioned it with a massive spoiler to anime fans. RIP. However, even after all this effort, our daddy did not come home during the Super Bowl halftime show, much to fans' disappointment. Well, there's still Lady Gaga. But even without a public shout-out on the consistently most watched broadcast on American television, Gojo's impact on pop culture reigns strong. You have to remember, Gojo is not the main character of Jujutsu Kaisen. He's a side character, and yet he is statistically the most popular Shonen Jump character ever, surpassing second place in popularity polls by more than double the number of votes, meaning he was first by a long shot. That's insane. It just goes to show the love and dedication fans have for him. And there's plenty more of where that's coming from. The people yearn for crumbs. In the first chapter of Akutami's new manga, Mojuro, fans caught a glimpse of Gojo's back and went nuts. And just like when Gojo saw his ex in Shibuya, the era of Lobotomy Kaisen came flooding back. And now most recently, with just 4 seconds of leaked footage, he sent the fandom into an uproar. New fans of Jujutsu Kaisen are constantly flowing in, catalyzed by the curiosity from consuming viral TikTok edits. I, just like many, started watching Jujutsu Kaisen thinking Gojo was the main character, and it's understandable why. He's responsible for single-handedly converting many mainstream watchers to anime. And it's not just Gojo who has his own anthem. Other famous Jujutsu Kaisen characters have staked their own claim on songs. Side note, whoever was the first to edit each character with the now anthem should get royalties for real. Songs can also become anthems for fictional moments themselves, like Lady Gaga's 2011 hit Judas, now forever associated with the iconic Gojo vs Sukuna fight. There's still a long way to go before the fight gets animated, but fans have already begun rallying to get MAPPA to somehow obtain the rights to play the song while Sukuna gets his ass beat. And of course, songs also go hand in hand with ships. Sato Sugu and Ricky Montgomery's song Mr. Loverman are inseparable, intrinsically tied in depressing edits of the doomed couple. Much to fans' delight though, Montgomery has fully embraced the association by cosplaying as Gojo while the audience screams Suguru and Satoru like a K-pop fan chant. In conclusion, I've said the word daddy way too many times. Thanks for watching. Hey, kidding. In all seriousness, the power of fandom culture has fascinated me to no end. From boy bands to YA dystopia, I've been a silent participant in many a fandom over the years. One thing never changes. If there is a fandom, there is fan art, fan fiction, and of course, fan edits. And creation takes passion, talent, and a deep understanding of human psychology. Virality comes from mixing character insight, technical choices, and a fan-empowered ecosystem, all to make something iconic. It's always so much deeper than it seems. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you maybe next time with another useless analysis video. Bye! Is it working? Yeah. That's the back scratcher for you. Setting the lighting up, we got the blue, we got the red, and then I'm gonna change the light here to purple. Ooh, maybe we'll do like a pinkish purple. Okay, that's cute. Like, how does he do it? In the trailer, he was like this. This is so goofy.